Well, normally when I film the night before a car camp, I'm stone cold sober and I'm just doing a few tidbits. Well, I've got a day's leave tomorrow, so me and Mrs Hobbies are having a drink. So there's a certain disco vibe in the air as I set up. Well, it's now Friday morning and my head is rather sore, but as you'll know with any couples car camp, I still got to hoover first. In case you're wondering why we set the car up in this fashion when we go couples car camping, it's because we've learnt if we have it half set up, then obviously it's really easy just to flip over the other bed and the bed's made. But importantly, it gives you room in the boot of the car for doing things like coffee or anything else. Basically, we have some floor space before we actually go to bed. So yeah, that's our little tip. Well, just to give Mrs Hobbies a little bit more time, we're going to run off and get some petrol first and then come back and get her. Right, well, let's grab the last bit of luggage and head off. Well, we've picked up the last bit of luggage. Now we can scoot off. And that's it, we are here in the rather pleasant Seaford, which is quite close to Eastbourne. So yeah, we're not a million miles away from Pevensey, but the actual place where we are, or where we've parked, is actually no car camping. I've never seen a no car camping sign explicitly mentioning cars, so we probably can't really stay where we are at the minute. But over here, where the motorhomes are, that doesn't say no overnight camping, so we'll probably end up moving here. And the only limit over this side is no parking for more than 12 hours, and it's free, so either way, it looks pretty good. Well, we've had a little wander around Seaford, but to be honest, what we're going to do is head back to the car, grab some coffee and a bit of food, and I think we might take a little wander down to Newhaven, because that's quite close. We've never been there before either, but we might come back here to sleep because there is a rather nice little park up and the toilets are always good, but we shall see. This is a rather magnificent spot though. It is so quiet, and the advantage of having a dead-end road means there's no through traffic whatsoever. And this is just to welcome you to the lovely Friday night traffic in Seaford. And the advantage is there's only one road to get to Newhaven, and it's this one. And welcome to the traffic-filled Newhaven, where I think there's actually nothing to really see other than a retail park over there.
Traffic.
Yeah, loads of lovely traffic. So we'll have a little walk, see what's around, and worst comes to the worst, we'll just end up going back to Sainsbury's, buy some exotic food, go back to Seaford and eat. That's pretty much the plan. But otherwise, let's see what Newhaven has to offer. Newhaven was, safe to say, rather disappointing, but what we're going to do now is we've just bought our little dinner from Sainsbury's, so the plan is get the car set up and ready and then head back to Seaford. Yeah. So for tonight's exciting menu we have egg and bacon mayo, washed down with some rather tasty char grilled salt and chilli chicken, and over here we have some rather tasty prawn mayonnaise with some lovely tasty wotsits, and washed down with some fantastic cafe latte. Who actually needs to go to a restaurant when you can eat in luxury like this?
With that view.
That's right. With that view. That's better than any restaurant for sure.
Really cheesy.
Well, we are definitely nice and settled where we are, and actually there's quite a lot of fellow campers there. We've got a proper stealth van camper behind us. Behind them is a slightly non-stealthy car camper. Behind him is a moho, and two cars in front of us are a couple of moho and a camper. But as for now, it's time for a walk. And actually where we are is very close to the Seven Sisters. So this whole kind of coastal landscape is that whole massive white cliffs and very undulating hills, but it does give you some pretty amazing views. I do need to warn you though, if you're looking for somewhere fantastically calm and peaceful, don't come to Seaford. Well, there's even more campers now here, so this is definitely a popular spot. There's about 5 more vans parked in front of us, all kind of transit stealth campers. But the toilet block here isn't 24-hour, it's actually 6 AM till 9 PM. But as far as toilets go, they're actually really nice, and that time frame is absolutely perfect. But as for now, the plan is to pretty much go back to the car, have a decaf, and start to chill out. Well, I can certainly think of worse ways of spending our evening. Well, the advantage of us having done this quite recently, it feels a lot more natural in the car tonight, a lot more room to move, and our stuff is a lot more organised, because on a couples car camp we do have to be a hell of a lot more organised than on a solo. So everything has to be to hand, and it does feel quite cool tonight. And you can tell how hot it is because the camera's steaming up.
It's quite warm now, isn't it?
Hard car, hard car. But what is super handy is not only do we have those rather fantastically nice toilets that are open at 6 AM till 9 PM, the other toilets, the compostable ones, which granted maybe aren't as nice, but they are 24-hour by the looks of it, so perfect for someone who suffers from very bad couples poo anxiety, because I don't have the porta potty. But
I think that's a little bit TMI.
Shut up. But I do have a lovely compost toilet over there, so I can poo in a hole and then cover it in sawdust afterwards. Well, it was good I actually remembered the tablet tonight so we could watch a little bit of Prime. But it is only 11 o'clock, and actually it's not even 11 o'clock, and Mrs Hobbies has gone down already, so I'm guessing that's the end for tonight. So I will see you in the morning. what a fantastic morning it is today. Perfect for a spot of beachfront coffee drinking. But last night here it was super fantastically quiet. It was quiet, it was flat. I just couldn't sleep. I was still awake at 4 o'clock in the morning. So how cool is this park up though? I mean, you've got 24-hour toilets, you've got really nice toilets that are basically 18 hours or something like that. Water on tap. It's like being on a campsite. It's well cool. But yes, I am pleased to say I managed to at least have a couple of hours sleep last night. To be honest, I was getting quite worried when it's 4 o'clock and I was thinking, geez, I've got to drive home in this and I have not slept. But I think the plan is for now, I need more coffee, hence more water, and I think we might have a little walk around the town because we've got a couple of hours before we've got to go. So yeah, more coffee, more chill. Interestingly, the multi-day Wales trip has evolved slightly. Basically, as I have so many spare seats going up, my mum and dad are tagging along as well. So they're going to stay in Cardiff for a few nights. Now, if you ask me, it's a silly person who turns down rather nice accommodation in Cardiff. So I think the Wales multi-day may end up being just a Wales overnighter. I'll stealth camp or car camp the second night, and then the third night I'll be back with mum and dad in the nice accommodation in Cardiff. So I think that works out quite nicely in the end. And with that, we are back to the car and we are pretty much ready to set off. So I hope you've enjoyed this rather sunny Seaford. And actually, to be honest, walking back through there just now, Seaford was a lot nicer. So it is well worth a trip. And as long as you can get a spot on this part here, then it's perfectly safe for some car camping. So yes, until next time.
Oh, bye.
Take care.